Everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm Lynn with Plasma Energy Solution, and I have our daughter Steph here.
Hello, everyone.
Who's helping me with the videos.
Yes.
And who's also being my sidekick. So today we are going to talk about healthy superhuman. And for those of you that are especially maybe budget conscious right now, I want to encourage you to look at this because you're getting a lot of bang for your bucks with healthy superhuman. So, okay, so it's an amazing combination of the plasma energy of algae combos, buildernate, lion's mane, NAD+, nattokinase, berberine. There's a lot more in it. Then there's also the energies that come from virus relief, the energies from anxiety relief, cold and flu relief, life force, lung support, new tech frequency relief. Also, there's B9 Korean salts, amino acids, and hemoglobin. Now, I put this together in response. We have the virus relief in response to what's in the news. And then after...
Which works great.
Yes.
By the way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And since virus relief is in here, why don't you share?
We just, my family's been using it since January, and none of us have been sick. I mean, just nothing. So, and we're all out. My husband is a corrections officer. I'm a body worker, and I work in a grocery store. My daughter has been doing grocery deliveries, and she's a nanny, so we're kind of in the essential worker category.
Right. So you're kind of out there.
All the time.
All the time. So yes, I did want to bring that up. The reason I put this combination together then was because with a prolonged shutdown, everybody's in their home, things are exacerbated a little more, and you become exasperated when things are exacerbated.
Right.
That's right. That's a tongue twister. Say that one several times. So there were additional energies added there in the CuO, the zinc, shungite, silver, gold, CBD, and C60. There's a lot in here. And many ancient cultures have used the energies of gold and the energies of silver in maintaining health. And that goes back thousands of years.
Yes, it does.
It's unusual to find it in combinations when people are putting together plasma energy combinations. They take a very long time to develop. And when you're finished developing them, sometimes you end up with something that's a smaller container than this. So it's a very lengthy process. Okay, and so what would you do with healthy superhuman? You want to embrace it fully. You've got a lot of energies to choose from, and the zinc energy in there is for your emotions. And this is a time when emotions are kind of riding high.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you want to utilize that. Now, when you get your healthy superhuman, you're going to have a glass vial in the warm weather. You're going to have a BPA-free plastic vial in the cold weather. And even if you send me a request from Florida and say it's nice and warm here, this is what you're going to get, because it's not nice and warm on my end in the winter.
And those glass vials will and do break.
Yeah, they'll freeze and break. So we don't want you to be unhappy, and we don't want me to be unhappy, do we?
No.
And then we have, for outside of the country, we have these for you. Now, for those of you that get your jar set up, and let's say you have a vial and you put it in the bottom, and if you want to be mindful about using it, you might even use a spray bottle And you can spray it on yourselves. You can spray some in your mouth just as a little sip occasionally. You can spray areas where you might have a favorite chair you sit in. Hey, spray it there. You can you can use it as a laundry soak. In the rinse cycle, put about a cup of it in the rinse cycle, let it sit there an hour or two, and take care of clothing, sheets, towels, whatever. And add that to it. So those are some of the ways that you might use the Healthy Superhuman. If you're going to make some for other people, Steph and I did a video together on making patches.
Yes.
So you'll want to look for that video, and
It's super easy.
Yeah, it's super easy. If you don't find it right away, it's just because that video hadn't been released. Yeah.
And I have to say, I like the patches because they're easier to transport, easier to store, just easier to, in my opinion, easier to work with.
Yeah.
So that's also a great viable option.
And I will tell you, I have a couple of patches I've worn on my legs for, I mean, years. And all you have to do is, if you want, if these get worn for any reason, slip them in a new baggie. You don't have to undo it, just slip the whole works in a new baggie, because the energy fields are going to travel through here.
Yeah.
And with inflammation relief, and I'm sorry I didn't bring some out here, but you could certainly use the Band-Aid approach that Dr. Paul used. And what I do is I'll take a cookie tray and set it up with fabric Band-Aids, and I'll fold back the covering to the sticky part of the Band-Aid so the gauze is showing, and then I take the spray bottle and I spray all the gauze. So you could spray it with Superhuman, you could spray it with inflammation relief, whatever. There's enough in Superhuman that you could apply it if you had an area that was bothering you.
Yes.
And you always want to do a greater and a lesser size. With our patches, 3 thicknesses, 1 thickness. That's so when you put them on either side of something, the greater can give to the lesser and balance everything in between. Okay?
It creates flow.
And it creates that ongoing energy flow of the plasma energy.
So this Healthy Superhuman is multifaceted.
Right.
You can use it for several different things in many different ways. And what's important is the intention behind it, and behind the intention you put into it for whatever you're using it for. Intention is a big piece of all of the plasma energy solutions. And there is a good section on the website about that.
Yes.
Correct? About how it's developed, how your role in intention is very important. It's your skin in the game, so to speak, as far as having that plasma energy be enacted for you.
That's a great way to put it, because you get it and it's arrived with the intention that was used to put it together, but now add your intention for what you want it to accomplish in your life. And when you're making for other people, put your intention of what you want it to accomplish for them, and just keep passing that on. And by the way, people would say, well, if I make a pair of patches, is it going to have less energy than the original jar that it came from? No. It does not diminish as it goes from our workroom to you, and then you make patches for someone else. You're still getting the quality of the plasma energy fields. And the way I explain that, I'm going to compare it to sunshine. If the sun comes up and shines in North Carolina, you've got the quality. And as long as there's clear skies across the earth, that same quality is going to be over Nebraska. That same quality is going to be over Nevada, and the same quality is going to be in Hawaii. So it doesn't diminish just because it started out over there and ended up over there.
Because the source is the same.
The source is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how plasma energy works too. So
Okay.
I want to thank you all for watching. Visit our website, look at our testimonials, our frequently asked questions. We have lots of videos for you. There are a lot of blogs, and they're very, very informative. So give me a thumbs up and share with family and friends if you would. Thanks.